Hello, this is Andrea Holovac. As the Director of Governance and Membership with ISA, I have the great honor of working with many leaders throughout the organization. Today, I get to chat with you about section health. The concept of measuring the health of our sections was formed through ISA's strategic plan, specifically the objective for member development and engagement. The objective is to enhance member value and expand engagement opportunities to nurture and grow a more diverse and global community to advance the automation profession. Sections are obviously a key component in engagement, and in providing value to members. Sections can often be the only connection a member has to ISA. So healthy sections are of vital importance. And in order to improve the strength of our sections, we first need to define what healthy means and how we can measure it. The Geographic Assembly, your elected district vice presidents, formed a task force over a year ago. They had a number of discussions and also conducted a roundtable with section leaders during the annual conference in San Diego. The team chose metrics, and using data from your 2019 section reports, they set a baseline for each metric. Today, I'm going to share those metrics and baselines and let you know that the analysis of your 2020 reports is already underway, and feedback on these will be provided to you through your district leader. Studies done across associations have shown that there are 4 key elements in a successful, strong section. So let's talk about each one and how we can measure it. Vibrant leadership. This does not mean having an outgoing and extroverted group of leaders. Vibrant leadership really means that you have created leadership roles that are doable. And what I mean by that is that the role is something that can be accomplished without sacrificing my work or my family. I mean that the role is exciting. It looks fun, and I can see how it would benefit me personally and professionally. Basically, vibrant leadership means that people look at what you are doing as a board and want to be part of it. So how do we measure this? We look initially at your succession. Are your key roles, quite specifically the president and treasurer, being held by the same person for 10 plus years? To be healthy, presidents should not be serving for more than 2 years. Treasurers, recognizing that the role is a bit more specific, should not be serving for more than 4. Overall, if you are welcoming and inviting new members onto your board every year, you should have a pipeline of people ready to lead. So the additional metric for vibrant leadership is that 20% of your board be new each year. Not new members, just new to the board. For the average size section board of, say, 10 people, that is just 2 new voices every year. The second element in health is a supportive administrative structure. This really just means that the section has policies, procedures, and bylaws that allow the section to operate legally and efficiently. There are a number of ways to measure this, and as we grow healthier, the measurements applied to each one of these elements will likely evolve with us. But for now, a healthy section will be compliant, will have a positive budget over a 2-year cycle, and will communicate at the board level at least monthly. Now, I did not just say that the board needs to meet monthly, just communicate. You may meet at a different cadence, but is your treasurer sending financials to the board every month? Is your membership chair providing a regular update? All of these count as communication. So let's move on to the third element, and probably my favorite, engagement. As you can imagine, an engaged member is way more likely to stay a member. And as I said at the beginning, for many members, their only point of engagement in the society is through their section. So a healthy section has members who are involved, attending events and volunteering. Now, while this may be my favorite health metric, it is also one of the hardest to measure. We have a few metrics identified, but I will say these are a work in progress. The first metric is Net Promoter Score. If you've ever taken one of those surveys that says, On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend this product, this service? Then you have participated in Net Promoter Score. There is a defined methodology to determine the score from that 10-point scale. And as with most industries, there's also a baseline expectation of that score specifically for science and engineering associations. ISA measures its Net Promoter Score globally, and we want to compare a section score to ISA's. We will be working with sections over the next year to utilize the polling feature in ISA Connect to collect this data. You may have seen a poll on your community page already as we have begun testing this. The other metric for engagement relates to opportunities for your members to get involved. And a great way to measure this is just to look at the number of opportunities you offer to volunteer compared to the number of members you have. So for instance, if you have 1,000 members, but the only opportunity to get involved is to be one of the 10 on your board, are you really offering enough opportunities for your members to engage? Again, you'll see there's not a baseline here. As we work through this and really start to define these metrics, I would encourage each of your boards to spend some time discussing what I call micro volunteer opportunities. Can you create ways for a person who might be a little unsure of getting involved or might have a limited amount of time and find them small ways that they can kind of test the waters? Maybe they just welcome people to the event as they arrive. Maybe they take photos at your networking activity. If you want to engage in this discussion, I would even suggest that you start a thread in the section leader community in ISA Connect about ideas for ways you can give members small opportunities to get involved. So the last element of health involves offering valuable programs and services. More specifically, are you offering the networking, the education, and the community outreach in line with ISA's mission so that your members see the value in their membership? If my section is all I know of ISA, would it be enough? So the simplest measure of this is retention and growth. If you are offering valuable programs and services, not only will your members renew, but they will also invite others to join. Now, I'm not going to lie, ISA is not reaching 80% retention and 4% growth, but we should be. These are not unattainable targets on a global scale, and I promise they are not unattainable for your section. Retention and growth starts with value, but a little hint, it really starts with an ask. Research proves that the #1 reason anyone joins an association is because someone asked them to. When is the last time you asked someone to join ISA? So another way to measure the value of your programs and services is by how many of your members are attending your activities, quite specifically for us, the technical ones. So for example, if you have 100 members in your section, do you consistently have 15 members, and I'm not talking about your board, attending your technical meetings? But while we're on that note, is your board attending your technical meetings? Because they should be. And you know that research I mentioned about why someone joins? Well, guess what? There's also research on why someone attends, why someone volunteers, why someone donates, and so on. And the #1 reason for all of these, yep, you guessed it, because someone asked them to. As a leader, you have a lot of questions to ask. You need to ask someone to join, ask someone to attend, ask someone to lead. I know it isn't always easy, but it does work. So where do we go from here? Information about your section from your annual report is currently being reviewed in line with these metrics, or at least as close as possible. But what is most important to understand is what we do once we have this information. This whole project is meant to help us make data-driven decisions about what support our sections need and what investments we could make to help our sections thrive. I am excited about the possibilities this will create for ISA to support you, and I hope you're excited too, because together we really are stronger. Thanks.